Okay guys, Gary J here. We're at the Fly Fishing Museum in Bryson City. They've been here 2 years and they've really got a lot more stuff in now than they did originally. And it's really a nice museum. It's called the Fly Fishing Museum of the Southern Appalachians, Swain County Chamber of Commerce. And the way to find this, if you're in Bryson City, looks like you got 19 south that way according to sign, but your big marker is going to be right here. This is the visitor center and museum up top. Even got a log cabin up top, believe it or not. You have to check that out. So this is kind of where you're at, and all this right here is the museum. I went by this thing a couple of times. I saw that trout, but for some reason I didn't see the sign right here. But they have some incredible stuff in here. Beautiful fly time work, beautiful fly rods going back like 1890s or earlier. Okay, coming into the fly rod museum. Southern Appalachian, all kind of fly rods here. We'll be looking at those. Oh, those bamboo fly rods. Here's some really pretty, beautiful fly rods. 1890, 1893. I have some of the bamboo fly rods, and they are incredible. And look at this one here. Let's see. It's got its own wooden case. This one here. And 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. A lot of the old ones were like 4-section bamboos. Today, most of the time they're like 2-section. Some of the bamboo fly rods I have were like, most of those are 4-section. Very difficult to make. There's some pictures here. There's not much more fun than fly rod fishing, especially in the old days. Fly tying pro. I do fly tying too. Some of it's not that difficult. Now sometimes it can be. Nice looking flies here. There's like a red ant right there. And is that in focus? I can't tell. You see, most of all of those look different and very uniquely done too. The real key is to the real master is the one who goes to the river and looks around and sees what kind of bugs are flying around. And there's a crawfish at the top there. Let's see what kind. He looks for what kind of bugs are flying around, because the fish know what type of bugs are supposed to be there. And so what he does is makes it on the spot. He has stuff with him to make the bugs on the spot. Now look at this reel. Man, that is a beautiful reel. Yeah, it's got kind of a, I don't know, kind of a rusty looking colored line. Yellow mustard color, I guess you would call it. That is pretty. Shakespeare Russell Model GX, green fly reel, orange fly line, wooden box. Man. And the beautiful 3-piece bamboo fly rod. And look at, I like this case right here. It displays your fly. That is so neat. Yeah. a frog fly. This is about Joe Messenger. West Virginia. That is really neat. My father taught me how to fly rod fish when I was a boy. So I've always loved it. I collected fly rods and fly reels and made flies. Here's another level. Rex Wilson realistic flies. Now these are about as perfect as you can get to recreating bugs and stuff like that. Nobody does that except somebody who's completely talented. So Rex Wilson did this. Look at these nymphs. This is beyond fly rod time right here. This is, to me it is. Be able to do precision recreation. And look at that. I'm going to keep the light from hitting it. Like a crawfish there. Praying mantis. Yeah, this is a whole different level here. This is not something anybody can do here. This is Charles Lewis, the Cape. Dragonflies. Oh man, what a talented guy. Oh, beautiful. Perfect. And here's the man himself. Charles Ducote. I think it's pronounced that way. Here's some history here. You have to freeze that and read that. It's incredible. In 1920, he started making his artificial lures. Masterfully, he'd done it. Can you imagine, instead of working out in the forest, cutting trees and all that stuff, someone decides to make flies, bugs and things like that for catching trout, and can make a living making lures. I mean, it's an art, just like music or anything else. It's just incredible. This is him here. This is Joe Messenger here, known as the creator of the irresistible dry fly. One thing I didn't mention too, when you're dealing with fly rods, like bamboo fly rods, you really need something to protect it, like this metal canister here. It's probably aluminum, but you need something to protect it. And because you can easily break the smaller sections. Yeah, this is just a beautiful reel right here too. I really like that frog though. Did an outstanding job on that frog. You see that? Wow. You can picture the frog hitting that. That's a messenger. And Ducote's flies here. They're as real as they get. A little spider there too. Look at the spider. It's as real as it can be. Dragonflies. Crawfish. very neat. Okay, these are some of the fly reels. We've got some of these, Shakespeare, Fluger. Little bigger ones here. Bakelite, Ted Williams. Man, that's pretty. Arnold Bivens. I got one of these. I got 2 or 3 of these right here. And this is really an old one here. We've got one similar. Automatic. And similar to this one. This is Dale. The Fluger. 1960s. I think I got one of these. This is automatic reel, the old style. That's pretty there. And these are pretty common right here, I think. Way back. That is nice there. Intrepid. Now, they got these fly rods there stretched out all the way, probably 8-9 feet or more. Now we'll look at the handle on them. This is a more contemporary one. More contemporary. And then Granger 9-foot bamboo 1930s. Oh, that is pretty right there. And this is bamboo. 9-foot. I can't tell what who made that one. Look at the shaft on these. It takes a master craftsman to make a bamboo. Yeah, these are old, but that's the original wrap on that one. And the really old ones have these red ruby eyes to them. See that eye? It's got like a glass center. That's the truly old one. Go back to the handles here. Ted Williams fiberglass. We got some like that. This is an old one here. Butterflies. You can see. There's the length of the rod. They just keep going. There's some more reels here. You can read them later. Kalamazoo. I've had these. I got this one. I know. That's an old one there. Garcia metallic. That was common. This was fairly common at one time. That design. And this metal one. And this is really a nice one to me. I always like these. Got one similar to that. That itty bitty one. And I was thinking I got one similar to that one. Close to it anyway. Right here you got these fly rod canisters. You can get the bag, but I would have a canister. Man, that's well made right there. Look at that. You really want to protect your fly rods. Here's a nice crappie right here, looks like. White crappie. Biggest one I ever caught was 3 pounds on a crappie. Big brown trout. Just fishing, fly rod fishing here. They have a boat, and somebody takes around fly fishing here in Bryson City. Yeah, look at this boat. This is a huge boat. I guess you need it for the river here. These are woven flies, Southern Appalachian. Yeah, they're pretty. Aren't they pretty? I've made some of these. These are not hard to make right here to me, not at all. Oh man, this is a nice one here. Put the eyes on it, and that's a nice mouse right there in the middle. Here's another mouse. I got one with a tail on mine. Look at the detail. So you buy the eyes and glue them on. And you buy the rubber, like the legs right here. That's the rubber. You buy the rubber and you just stick that through the body of it. You can buy all the material you need. You just kind of create it from there. These are some of my favorite right here. These are poppers. And now to paint these, that's the skill level there that you got to acquire to be able to paint these poppers. Man, isn't that pretty? Beautiful work there. They're called Southern Appalachian poppers. Man. But these are corked. The heads on them, and again, painting them is where you get into your complication. That is beautiful work. And I don't know what this one is right here. That's a funny looking one there at the top, like a cylinder. It definitely will pop the way that was made. Just kind of making of your popper here. You can use like rubber, you can use cork, shape it, paint it. It just gives you the raw material here, and this is what you shape it and all, and this is what you end up with eventually. Oh, that's a beautiful bug there. My favorite color there. Now look at these. Walt Carey's original poppers at the top. Beautiful colors. This is my favorite color of all. This green, lime green looking color. I've caught more fish on that color than I have anything else. Sterling poppers at the bottom, kind of like gray. Beautiful poppers. And up here you got cork material on the top left, and that glare right there. And so you take that cork material, and it looks like this when you run your hook through there, cut it through the bottom, and then you got to paint it. On the far left, you see in the center screen, far left, that's your cork, and then you paint it, prime it, paint it, and then you do that really nice work right there at the end to finish that part of it, and then you put your feathers or whatever material you're using on that and the rubber legs on there, the technique for that. Okay, these are more poppers here, walk carriers, black bee, the bumblebee. Another name for the bumblebee here. Green froggy looking poppers here. Blues, black. Look at the froggy, lunar poppers. Okay, this is a fly tire. This is a very expensive design right here. You can get them a lot cheaper than this one would cost. It's probably $30 for, $40, $50 for a really decent one. And you want a good one for fly tying, but this would be really over the hill for me. If you're a professional, this is probably what you want, but not me. Here's the part I wanted to show you. When you talk about bamboo, it is a true art to making a bamboo fly rod. There's a lot of work goes into it. And first of all, this is your bamboo, regular bamboo right here. So you got to have a bamboo section there, and then you got to this part right here. I don't know if we can blow that up a little bit. These sections right here that you see, the multiple sections, those are strips from the piece of bamboo, and you have to plane that perfectly. There are 8 different sections to a bamboo rod, and so you got to plane those perfectly and until they fit to make an octagon. Basically what you're doing is making an octagon. Once you made that octagon and the ends are planed to fit perfectly to joint together, you can glue that, and then you take string like this right here, and this white string, and wrap it around there to hold it until it dries. And just a lot of work, and you have to be able to check it, the thickness of the bamboo strips and all that too. And you can see the different at the very top right here, you can see that little thin part there. That's for your last section of your fly rod. You got to have 8 of those. But there's just a lot of work that goes into that. And this is kind of more your finished product. Let me see right here. Once you put them together, you can see the ends right here. Maybe all 8 sections have to fit perfectly. And for the eyes of it and stuff like that, you can choose the colors you want. Here's the planing tool. Let me get out of that. The planing tool. So you start out with your strips right here that you have to cut precisionally almost, and then glue them together. Just put this string on here to tie it real tight so the glue will stick. Wood will adheres better with glue when it's pressed together. That's why you see people put them in vices. The string works like that. You get your finished product kind of. And then you work on your handles and all. And here's some information right here. It might be helpful. Freeze that and read that. But there are YouTube videos on how to do that. And you can see that's why bamboo rods are so expensive. Imagine them making them back in the old days. Real tedious. Really amazing. There's a little tool right here to help you wrap and all, especially for the eyes. To wrap the eyes on the. Here's an idea of the fly tying desk right here. You have all colors to thread. You have all different types of feathers, animal hair, from feathers from all kinds of birds. These bottles here have insects and stuff like it's been preserved. You can look at them and try to recreate them. and so forth, and a little tin box here to put your flies in so they don't get damaged. Glues and all that stuff. It's really not as hard as it looks, though. You get into some of that really difficult bug flies and popper and stuff, that's different. But here's your baskets to hold your trout in, all different types. Here you have a little electric motor turning your fly rod. Why is it turning the fly rod? Because when you put the line on the eye, with the eyes in the center right here, that rod is turning so that you can put the line on evenly, because it's difficult to put the line on evenly. Well, it's quicker to do it this way, and then you glue it over there. So it helps to do that. Smoky Mountain flies. Something different. Tenkara fly fishing. Goes back over 400 years. You get a chance to read that. It's pretty interesting. It's Japanese stuff. And it says phrases of acceptance of Tenkara style of fishing. Right here in the center. And I don't know if that's true or not. But this had a telescopic fly rod, which is not a bad idea. You can see the rod right here, and this is the end of it. So if it telescopes out, take the tip of it off, and a rod holder, which is pretty cool. It's pretty neat. I like that. I'm not sure. I have to read about that one. But between 1950s and 1980s, it was rediscovered. It goes back 400 years. And so that'll be interesting to study and see what